It's getting hot in here, so take off all your clothes. I am getting so hot. All right, buckle up. We've got a Chad Lisenby classic here. This one's titled "The World Isn't Ready for What's Coming." Bum bum bum. I fast forwarded a bit. He basically was just talking about you go to work, you drive home, you drive to work, you go home, you sell your life to a company. Fast forward. Now we're gonna get into the thick of it. Anyways, Chad.
Welcome back to another episode of Sweat Talk. My name is Chad. You know, I don't think that society is ready for what's about to come. I don't think that most people are ready for the future or what's going to come in the future. If you live by that script, good for you. You know, that's what the majority of us do. And we do that with that contract that we made with our employer in mind, for that wage that we agreed to sell our life to our employer for. Because that's exactly what we're doing. We are selling the best years of our lives to somebody else so that they can get wealthy. And then when we turn 40, 50, 60, 70 years old, then we hope like hell that we were good stewards of our money. We hope that eventually somebody is going to or somehow we're going to be able to retire. We're going to have some sort of a wage that's going to allow us to retire, or hopefully we have some sort, we were a good steward with our money and set aside an investment fund of some sort. So what's coming in the future is AI, and the world is not ready for what's about to take place. Now, I'm not saying it's going to take place in 5, 10, or even 15 years, but inside of 20, you bet your ass. At the rate that AI is growing.
You bet your sweet tits, buddy. Actually, we just covered this in the most recent video here, but it was more like video, movies, content creators like myself. But it's here. I called, actually, this is crazy. So my favorite bagel place, it's like a small mom and pop place, but everybody there is kind of like Spanish or like Spanish-esque. So they always have an accent. So usually when I call, you get somebody with an accent. This time it was full-blown white lady. And I was a little thrown off because I know the owner, and I remember him telling me he might be getting AI phone systems. And so I give my order, and the lady was scary good, and I was like, oh, they might just got a new white chick working. So I called in another order. That same exact bitch answers. Same exact conversation. I go, oh, they got the AI. So I pick up my order. The dude was there, Diego. And I'm like, yo, Diego, was that new phone system AI? He goes, yeah. And I was like, it was scary good. Like, real good. Like, we had a conversation. I talked to a robot. And she sounded kind of hot. Just saying. Scary good, though. Like, AI's here, dude.
And at the rate that the corporations are utilizing AI, at the rate that everybody's investing in AI.
Also, he told me the only reason he did that was because, for some reason, a lot of his staff, they're not the best on the phones. So that's why he did that. Only reason. It's not like he fired people. Usually it's the people working behind the counter who just pick up the phone when they're super busy. He just was like, you know what, let me try this out. Just to be fair. So he hasn't fired anybody, but it's scary good.
There's going to be a lot of sad people in this world. And a lot of people aren't going to see what's coming. They don't see, they're not able to look out over the horizon. And it's because they lived by that societal script. They lived by that agreement that they had with their employer that everything was going to be fine and everything was going to be safe. We think that
they live by that agreement that says, I need money. Here's my life. Take it. I get it. I'm actually doing that right now. Believe it or not. I'm like fucking this every day. I take a day off. But I'm just kind of dancing like a monkey, and I go, oh, if I work more on like other jobs, I guess you could get overtime at other jobs, but I'm like, oh, if I work more, I can make more money. But I'm still like in this hamster wheel. I work for Google, right? All hail Google. So it's almost like I don't know how to escape it. So that's fun. But maybe we'll learn something from Chad here today.
That our jobs are going to be safe. Our employer tells us that we're family until we're not. Yeah. You know, we're heading into a time where everything is going to be automated. Uber Eats, the side hustles that people like to do, if you can dream of it and it can be automated, And even a lot of things that you can't dream of being automated, they are going to be automated. You know, home delivery. Home delivery is probably going to be going to the wayside. I wouldn't be surprised if Amazon is working on developing some sort of a system to where they can drop off boxes and give us a QR code to go pick up our own packages at a central location, utilizing automated trucks. If you work in a warehouse, your job is going to be eliminated. AI and robotics is going to take over. If you're a taxi driver, vehicles are going to be automated, or an Uber driver or whatever. Vehicles are going to be automated. You know, a lot of things.
I'm going to tell you right now, people got some big balls on them when they just like let their Tesla, I guess, before I talk about automated cars, just self-driving vehicles. I guess autopilot in an airplane has been around a long time, right? But there's still a guy in the car, or I mean in the plane, right? There's still two dudes in the front. I mean, I've never really been up there in the cockpit while we're flying, so maybe they're not. Maybe it's all been a lie. But my point is usually there's no traffic that high up. So that's one. But two, that's kind of on us, dude. If it gets to the point where Uber is just literally self-driving cars and we decide to get in them, that's on us, dude. That's literally on us. I'm not getting in it. I'm not fucking doing it. I commend people who can get in a Tesla and just be like, take the wheel and just let the robot drive. I commend you. I just can't do it. I can't fucking do it. No, I'm not doing it. But just to be fair on that, I guess autopilot has been around a long time. But if it gets to the point where literally my taxi cab shows up and there's literally no one driving it, like, I'm fucking good, dude. Like, I'll walk. Like, give me a Schwinn, give me a Huffy, call it a day. I just wanted to throw that out there, okay? That's all I'm saying. That's on us at that point.
In the engineering world, like they're going to be eliminated. Jobs will be eliminated. How fast can AI actually develop and grow? Because if we look at the exponential growth curve that the AI has already experienced just over the last couple of years, I mean, we're talking lightning fast, rapid growth. People, YouTube creators like me, there's already people that are making faceless channels off of current YouTube creators or current philosophers. You know, pull up a video of Alan Watts, a faceless video, a faceless channel of Alan Watts, Andrew Huberman, Jordan Peterson. The majority of those are faceless channels. The video was created by AI, as well as the audio and the scripting. It was all AI generated, and a lot of people don't even realize that this is happening. These people aren't even gone yet, except for Alan Watts. These channels, they're mimicking philosophers that have been passed away for decades, centuries, millennia. You know, Marcus Aurelius, Carl Jung, Alan Watts, Ram Dass. And people don't realize that it's even happening. AI is getting so good that people don't realize that what they're watching, it was never even said by these people. But somebody's creating a YouTube channel, and YouTube's doing absolutely nothing about it. YouTube even is going to allow creators, real life people like me, to be eliminated. And it's
But back to what I was saying. That's on us. You know how many channels I've come across? Just full-blown AI. I have like a cartoon and somebody's typing out the thing. It's not even a dude like me talking into the thing. It's just someone type. But people, they watch it. But to be fair, YouTube usually will not monetize. They'll monetize them in the short run, but they won't make any money. Therefore, people will give up, right? Like, most people do things for money. Like, unless it's just a pure hobby, right? Like, I'm not saying everything's about money, but this is like, if this was just a hobby for me, I'd be here like once every 2 weeks. You know what I mean? Like, there's no way I could sit here every day and do this just for fun. Like, I'm just lying. That's bullshit. But to be fair, that's back on us, right? Like, if you know something's AI, or you know something's a robotic fuck doing something, if you want to listen to it, go ahead. You want to get in the robot Uber? That's all you. But just remember, that's on us at that point.
It's up to us to stay relevant. And it's up to us to shut all that shit down if we want to stay relevant. Or we have to be willing to change We have to be willing to change the course of our own success. We have to hone into our own abilities, and we have to fix it. We have to figure out what the next move is. Otherwise, every one of us, you and me, is going to be irrelevant. You know what I mean? You think about it. In 20 years, if you're an over-the-road trucker, are you going to have a job in 20 years? Are you going to be able to drive truck in 20 years? Or are the roads going to be overtaken with automated trucking? You know, you think about it, trucking doesn't have to sleep. It needs refuel, but that's easy enough. I mean, if...
Not to mention, you wouldn't even know if there's a guy in that truck anyways. You're next to a semi-truck, you can't even see that high up. You know what I mean? That's sketchy shit. Just robot semi-trucks driving around? I guess humans could be drunk behind the wheel. I don't want to say it's... Maybe it's a good thing. People don't want to work anyways. Maybe it's a good thing. But what's going to happen if nobody has jobs? Are we just going to get a flat rate pay every month? Probably not. That's cool. I'm starting to think the Amish were on to something here. This is kind of like... I got a message recently of a guy saying, hey, Jack, I'd like to see something more positive. Well, let's take this down. If this is going to eliminate a lot of jobs that people are depressed over and literally have to take a small pill every day in order to keep going, well, maybe this is a good thing. Maybe this is a way out for millions upon millions of people to stop doing the job that they absolutely hate. The only question is how do we get the money? How do we pay for this? That's the kind of little iffy part. And are we, me and you, going to participate? That is the real question. Because none of this is possible if Amazon cuts their drivers or, Uber cuts their drivers. It's all robots. Or McDonald's. Are you going to buy from these robots? That's the question. Or are you going to keep buying from people? Something to think about. But on the positive end, a lot of people don't like that job anyways. So it might be a good thing in the long run. Money, I don't know. But hating your job, this might be good for a lot of people.
If a fighter jet can refuel in the air, why can't a truck simply pull into a gas station and be automated to get filled up? Re-energized, recharged if it's electrical. If you work in a factory workers are probably all going to be eliminated. Manufacturing in general. If they can put a robot in there to do that job and eliminate the possibility of human error or human injury, if they invest a couple $1,000,000 into setting up robotics or whatever, and not have to worry about paying you an hourly wage, and they can work these robots round the clock nonstop and pay one dude or two dudes to maintain the equipment and maintain these robotics, but they're eliminating 90% of the labor. How do you think that that's going to work out for the company or the corporation? The UAW, if you're manufacturing vehicles, the United Auto Workers Union, if you're manufacturing automobiles, your days are numbered, especially with the tariffs that are going into place. Manufacturing is getting too expensive, and labor is the largest cost of that manufacturing process. So if they can figure out a way to eliminate that expense, they can now sell things to be far cheaper and more efficient. Hello. So now.
Yeah, but who's gonna buy that? Hello sounded a little bit AI to me. No offense, Chad. I'm hoping you're real, brother. But what is it gonna be? Just robots building robots? That's fun. It almost doesn't make sense how. I don't see how any of this can go down in a good way unless there's some kind of... Everyone's going to have to be on food stamps and cash assistance. Like, that's the only way if things were to go that extreme. That'd be the only way. That's it. But also, like, are we going to partake? Are we going to be a part of this? I'm going to keep bringing that up.
Now you're talking about machines that can operate faster and more efficient. And you know, the automotive industry, they've been using AI and robotics for a long time.
And who in this shit's gonna have money if they don't have jobs to pay for their fucking robots, goods, and services? Ask yourself that question. Yeah. Pissing me off.
But the explosive growth of AI generation and AI capabilities over the last century, or excuse me, over the last decade, is far beyond what any one of us are comprehending. What any one of us actually know, unless we are legitimately professionals in that field. And even still, I wouldn't be surprised if many of the professionals and experts in that field, if they're not even up to exactly what's going on. So if you were to take and put the exponential growth of AI onto a chart, what do you think it would look like? What do you think that parabolic curve would look like? Because I believe that growth curve, that chart, it would look like a parabolic crypto chart or stock chart. I mean, it's damn near going straight up. It's damn near going straight up. You know, fast food workers. There's already restaurants that are going fully automated for fast food. Now, are we as people, are we okay with that? Are we actually going to go to this restaurant that eliminates the human interaction?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was just saying. Like, no, I already don't go to McDonald's, so I don't give a shit. But also, nobody wants to work there. So it's kind of a good thing. But it's dude, this is some weird shit. Who fucking knows at this point? Like, I'm kind of just, who gives a shit? You know what I mean? Like, let it all just, I'm just living at this point, man. This is some crazy stuff.
Or the human aspect of it. You know, cooks and dishwashers, they're not going to be necessary before too long. You know, AI is going to take over everything eventually. Everything that we do on a daily basis is going to be generated, or we are going to be replaced by AI. And I say that for everything except for a lot of the trades. I think a lot of the trades, those are going to be the last ones that are going to be replaced by robots. You know, maybe at some point in the future, we will have robots in our houses that can fix our plumbing and take care of our air conditioning and stuff like that. Maybe, I don't know. Anything's possible. But replacing the people that are in the trades, the HVAC technicians, the electricians, the roofers, the framers, all of these people in the trades, they're going to be the safest ones. They're going to be the ones that there's always going to be a demand for. If your toilet won't flush, you're going to need somebody to come and fix it. And how are they actually going to generate a robot that's going to show up and do it?
Oh, dude. Imagine calling a robot plumber? I don't know. I don't know about that, dude. If robots really just start walking around, get alone trying to fix my toilet, and I'm going to hand money over to that robot, I don't know. Mm-mm. I like the shit. It's like, I want to say no. But what if that does start happening? We've been talking about this for years, but what if that starts happening? Literal, like, human-looking robots are just waltzing around town. You just see one skateboarding down the street. One's riding a bike. Fuck, one is a bike. He's a transformer. I don't like that, man. I don't like it.
Like I said, anything's possible. But I remember only 5-6 years ago, I remember thinking like, no, that's not possible. That'll never happen. And you know, this may be it was in a different context. I'm not going to go into it, but the thing is I used to think that things were impossible. But now I see the error in my ways, and I see that anything is possible. Nothing is impossible, and I mean nothing. You know, now I'm not here to be doom and gloom. That's not at all what I'm about.
Okay, good.
I'm not the type of guy that says that the world is coming to an end and we're all gonna die and everything's gonna go to complete shit. That's not at all what I'm saying. What I'm saying is every one of us, me and you, we all have to figure out a way of adapting. We all have to figure out how to change. Now, change is difficult. I hate change. I hate going through change. Change is always going to be difficult. You know, where do I go? What do I do? How do I learn this new whatever? I have to shuck, I gotta jive, I gotta figure out all of these ins and outs. But the fact of the matter is along with change comes growth. You know, like the majority of college degrees, the majority of people with college degrees, a lot of those can be replaced by robots. A lot of those can be replaced by AI. And that change is going to be tough. You know, you spent your entire life dedicated to this one field, dedicated to this one employer, dedicated to this one college, paying back those student loans. And now you've got some really, really big pills to swallow. But the thing is that if you're aware of it and you know that, all right, I got 10 years to learn something else. I've got 10 years to stay relevant. I know that the future of something is coming. The future of change is upon us, and I'm gonna have to do something different. If I'm driving truck, I'm gonna go get a certificate in plumbing or HVAC or something along those lines. I'm going to go get a certificate of some sort in the trades. I'm going to adjust, and I'm going to change. You know, along with the expected change in careers, I'm going to change my spending habits. I'm going to change my outlook on my employer and I's business relationship.
Honestly, we're gonna have to become one with the robots, guys. I'm serious. And I think a big one for me. I'll leave the link to him down below. We still got like another 12 minutes left in this video. I'm gonna watch it without you, but I encourage you to go finish it. I think a big one for me is kind of my goal for the next 10 years is to get as rich as possible, and also have as little bills as possible. Like everything is just paid out. That's kind of my tactic. There's always going to be people like people, whether you want to admit it or not. That's why you're here listening to this. Some of you just like me. Some of you might have just stumbled across this video. What's up? How you doing? But we're going to always be the commodity. I do think it's a good thing with a lot of the bullshit medial task jobs that people fucking hate anyways. Yes, good. 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 If I had to type at a computer all day and AI was going to come take my job, I'd be like, thank you. Like, force me to finally do what I've always been wanting to do, which was quit. So I do think there's going to be some pros to it, honestly. Let's hit the comment section. Currently trying to escape the UK. It's completely fucked. Robots everywhere. Robots having sex with my wife. No, I'm just kidding. Selling my stuff and quitting my job. I'm no longer paying into the system. That wants me to be replaced or dead. Well, that's fun. To not be anxious about anything, but give thanks for this present moment. Yeah, dude, most people, we're going to keep living, baby. The party's going to keep going. It's nice to know. It's nice to go, oh, this could, this is probably going to happen. But, people aren't going to quit living their lives. It's not coming. It's here. Yeah, it's already here. It's just not extreme yet. My concern about AI is that we're writing ourselves out of existence. AI can now write poems, books, and songs. So we are robbing ourselves out of our own creativity, knowledge, hard work, problem solving. Thank you, Chad. You rock. You rock, Chad. Fuck yeah. Sorry. Had a conversation with my kids about this. I mean, this right here, that comment kind of holds true. But let me paint it to you this way. Creativity, movies, music, no one pays for it. I'm probably one of the few guys left that owns DVDs and CDs and has bought music, right? No one pays for these things. So it's hard for a creative person to make a living, right? That's how far it's gone. There's so much. Like when you could just sit here and talk to a camera and get the same amount of viewership as if you put in 3 months of your life into some video work, the reward really isn't there for that. Not to say you shouldn't do it or people shouldn't do it. I'm just saying something to think about. Had a conversation with my kids about this morning during breakfast, where our robots made us pancakes. I've always wanted a Porsche, and I've gotten myself in a place where I could buy one. But as I ease into retirement, I think about how many hours of my life it would take to pay for that, and that the enjoyment wouldn't be worth it in that loss of time. So it's nice being released of the weight of that desire. Yeah, like I said, that's part of my goal, is just to have like absolutely no bills, like the lowest overhead ever. That's like which is hard to pull off. It's like rent alone. But that's just kind of where my head's at. Hey, Chad, I'm 25 years old. I just wanted to thank you for everything. Okay. Once you understand that this has all been planned for a very long time, it begins to make much more sense. You could see it having unfolded throughout your entire life. Yeah, I guess. I don't know, you know. Maybe it is all on purpose. I have no fucking idea. AI will never replace the human experience. I will not let that happen in my immediate life. The human only needs water, food, shelter, and, of course, love. Oh, yeah. Stop consuming and start creating. We all have to say no. I'm going to leave Chad's info down below. I think the positive of it is a lot of people who hate their jobs anyways. It's going to be a nice little push out the door. You know, like, go ahead, man. Start your life, dude. And I hate to look at it from a downward. I think there's going to be a little bit more positive from it than negative. That's what I'm going to say. I think a lot of people who just simply hate their fucking jobs, if AI has to give you the push out, then so be it. But the one thing is end on this note. Are we going to participate in the self-driving taxis? Are we going to participate in the robots feeding us food? Are we going to watch the video that is AI? Are we going? That is the big one. Are you still going to order everything from Amazon if a guy isn't driving it to you and there's just drones buzzing around dropping shit off at your house? And another thing, if everybody loses all these jobs, how in the fuck do we pay for the robotic goods? Anyways, hell of a talk. Take a hit of that shit. Thanks to everybody who bought some gold. Invest in yourselves for the future. You're going to need it. Leave the link down below. Atlas Bullion. Everybody that bought t-shirts that was made by real people actually assembled these shirts. A real life person put this shirt together. Unreal, dude. I'm getting the fuck out of here. AI. Robots, man.